There are going to be lesbians who identify as men. They're going to exist, even if you don't believe in them. I identify as non-binary. I'm not a girl. If you try including me in womanhood, I'm going to be a little like, hey. But if you try excluding me from the issues of womanhood, I'm going to say, whoa, hold up. I'm impacted by all of this. I might be non-binary, but women's issues absolutely impact me. So there's this tiny little minority of trans men out in the world who are like, yeah, I'm a man, I feel solid in that identity, and I'm still impacted by lesbianism. I feel like I feel close to lesbians, and I feel like I'm one of them. So I identify as both a man and a lesbian. For some reason, you can't wrap your head around that. And that's okay. It's okay. We're not going to understand everybody's gender identity and sexuality. There's a huge spectrum of that, and you cannot inherently understand everybody. But you can respect them. You can respect them. You don't get it. You don't get how somebody can be born in a certain body, grow up relating to lesbianism, realize that that body doesn't exactly feel right, and they're a boy, and still be a lesbian. You don't get it. That's fine, but just don't get it quietly. You don't have to go around saying this kind of stuff and invalidating people who are a part of your community.
That's the dumbest thing you could have said. What are you, an idiot?
So let's stay on this subject of male lesbians for just 1 minute, because I think you guys will find this very interesting and, well, slightly hypocritical. So here we have David, who identifies as a non-binary male lesbian. However, David has absolutely no interest in dating other non-binary male lesbians. David is only interested in dating biological women lesbians. As you can see here in the post, it says, non-binary male lesbian looking to meet other lesbians on Facebook. Biological women only, please. Huh?
Meanwhile,
we need to talk about genital preferences. I'm a lesbian, I'm attractive, I'm smart, but I have a she-ness. And for that reason, some lesbians won't date me. Is there any other reason why? Is there something wrong with me that I don't know about? I'd love to hear your reasons. I'd love you to give me one good reason why I can't get a date.
'Cause you're an asshole. Asshole.
And yes, I know, I played that clip of David a while ago talking about his she-ness, but I just recently saw that Facebook post where he said he would only date biological women, so I figured watching that clip one more time would be very fitting. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I have a real quick and, yes, real crazy Clown World update for you guys today, and we've wasted enough time on the intro, so let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment, here we have a post from a group called Transgender Surgeries. Now, the photo is captioned FFS, which stands for Facial Feminization Surgery, and then it says 3.5 years HRT. I feel bad for this poor fella. Facial feminization surgery? All I see is a middle-aged man with a receding hairline and pink headphones. That's it. That's it.
You know, you've always been real big on telling me that my face doesn't matter, but it does, doesn't it?
All right, next up, we're going to take a real quick look at some of the negative consequences of the body positivity movement, also known as the fat acceptance movement. Now, this fella here is a very famous YouTuber called Nick Avocado. So apparently, a lot of people tune in to watch his videos of him and his friend do this. Roll it.
What is that crunch?
That's sugar.
That's
Oh my purple.
I've never had such a thing in my life. Oh my god. I'm gonna get diabetes. Oh. We are getting diabetes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Look at me, I'm a big fat slob.
So I could be wrong, but I believe the practice of gorging yourself on camera like that is called mukbanging, something like that. Anyway, millions of people subscribe to that young fella and tune in to watch him give himself diabetes. Listen, he said it. His words, not mine. He said it. Anyway, to each their own. So next up, we have this young lady who apparently we can't tell this is a young lady unless we ask. Huh? Roll it.
Here's your reminder that unless someone tells you their gender, you literally have no way of telling. And yes, that includes your own children. I don't care how young they are.
Boys are boys from the beginning. If you were born a boy, you stay a boy. Girls are girls right from the start. If you were born a girl, you stay a girl and grow up to be a lady.
All right, real quick before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let this loop on the screen for your viewing pleasure, of course. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. No, this is not Britney Spears. Yes, she has let herself go in recent years, but she is not quite this far gone yet. Anyway, today's video is being brought to us by the YouTube channel Patriots Live Here. Patriots Live Here, thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate all the support. Now, Patriots Live Here is spreading the good word over on his channel, so after this video, if you want to go check that out, I'm sure he would greatly appreciate the support. I will link that in the description box below. And if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. Please get this off the screen.
Oh my god, look at that whale.
One thing I will say is, for a dude, he did have some pretty good Britney Spears moves, right? And yes, as you can imagine, there was a Britney Spears song playing in the background in his bedroom. Anyway, next up, here we have Weezy's latest OOTN, which I'm sure most of you know by now stands for Outfit of the Night. Now, I don't understand why Weezy does this, because there's always such loud music blaring in the background that you can't understand a word he's saying, but at least we can check out Weezy's, as the kids call it, drip. Roll it.
That guy's got a serious weight problem. Go home, start exercising.
And listen, I know it is damn near impossible to hear what Weezy is saying in those OOTN clips with that music blaring in the background, but that is just such a bizarre dynamic going on there that it's too good not to show you guys, right? I mean, it's Clown World after all. Anyway, this one says, so what is a woman? So this trans woman turns it around to, what is a man? Roll it.
This question has a predetermined answer: an adult human female, XX chromosomes, ability to give birth. We've heard it all. But the problem arises when you think about what it would be like to ask a man the reverse of this question. I'd honestly be shocked if any man actually said an adult human male or somebody with XY chromosomes. No, they're much more likely to give you an answer like power, the ability to provide, breadwinner, strong, tough, those kind of things, which are sociologically contrived concepts and also largely outdated ones. Because if a man was just a male, fathers wouldn't be telling their sons not to play with dolls. I think we can all agree that there's more to your personhood than basic biological components. And the worst part of it is the women that conform to this idea of belittling trans women under this aspect, you're allowing men the opportunity and the language to reduce you as well. Because like I said before, men are not going to give answers like adult human male or XY chromosomes. They've already allowed themselves to be expansive people while they're reducing you to basic biology. And honestly, to me, that's really disrespectful. Everyone has more to their personhood than biology. Why is it only men that are having the opportunity?
Isn't that what makes a man? Sure, that and a pair of testicles.
All right, so this next one is interesting because not only is this person going to talk about their made-up pronouns, but they have extensions of their made-up pronouns, so they're made-up pronouns from the made-up pronouns. Got it? Good, because I don't either. Roll it.
Hi, my name is Tempest. I'm a member of a DID system, and several people have asked how to use the neopronouns that I use, so here's a quick guide. So I use they, them pronouns, but primarily I use z, them, themself. Now, this is a little bit different from the other z pronoun, which is z, zer, self. So the Z that I use is more related to he, him. I'm agender. I don't really have any kind of gender identity, but I have a masculine body in our world, and I'm more masculine leaning in terms of like self-expression, compliments that I like, things like that. And like Cameron and Avery in our system, the not having a gender thing for me specifically is related to the fact that I shapeshifted into a bird. So the other birds also use neopronouns because they don't connect to gender in a human way. Specifically, they don't connect to not having a gender in the same way that a human would connect to not having a gender. So it's not just the fact that we're non-binary, it's the fact that we're not entirely human.
Are you f***ing crazy? Huh? Cuckoo.
So what we all just witnessed is someone who has far too much free time on their hands and no real problems in life. You know, when we start seeing more than just a couple of people on here talk about how they shapeshift into birds or identify as birds, that life has gotten way too comfortable for most people. Anyway, we are going to be wrapping it up on this one. So this clip is kind of going to play into yesterday's video where at the beginning we saw famous Hollywood actor Michael Rappaport pretty much lose his mind from Trump derangement syndrome. So this person has a similar issue, not as off the wall as Michael Rappaport, but what this person says is just as absurd. Anyway, so yeah, we'll be wrapping it up on this one, guys. Things are clearly getting crazy out there, so please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Until next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
I want to tell you the truth, that Donald Trump can be a mean person. The grown-ups who voted for him, they can be mean too. And the truth is that they probably will not stop being mean anytime soon. The fact is probably difficult for you to hear. It's difficult for me to talk about.
Oh, shut up, silly woman.
And you ain't black.